This is not me dogging on Lindsey Graham just because I hate him, because I do hate Lindsey Graham. I actually have some respect for Glenn Youngkin. I think he's done very well for Virginia. I think he's got a great future. But Glenn Youngkin is making a mistake, a very common mistake the GOP makes all the time. It's a gigantic mistake, and it's a fatal mistake, and we've got to talk about it. Glenn Youngkin made two of them in this little clip he did. He went on CNN, he did a town hall, and some girl who thinks she's now a dude got up and asked him a question. Here's how it went.
Look at me. I am a transgender man. Do you really think that the girls in my high school would feel comfortable sharing a restroom with me?
Yep. So first of all, Nico, thank you for, again, asking the question, being here tonight, and engaging in this important discussion. I believe first, when parents are engaged with their children, then you can make good decisions together, and I met your dad, and I'm glad that you're both here together. That's really, really important. I also think that there are lots of students involved in this decision, and what's most important is that we try very hard to accommodate students. That's why I have said many, many times, we just need extra bathrooms in schools. We need gender-neutral bathrooms, and so people can use a bathroom that they, in fact, are comfortable with. I think sports are very clear, and I don't think it's controversial. I don't think that biological boys should be playing sports with biological girls.
Okay, let's do this. Couple things. One, it's an important conversation to have. Well, it is an important conversation to have, but not the one he just had. It's an important conversation to have. We just need these gender-neutral bathrooms. Then you can pee wherever you want to pee. No. The important conversation to have is the one we're not having, because we have two political parties. One of them is fully insane, and the other one lacks the balls to actually have the important conversation. The important conversation we should be having, the important conversation for that young lady right there, the important conversation her parents should have had with her doctor should have had with her shrink should have had with her friends should have had with her culture should have had with her. The important conversation is this: you're not a dude, you're a woman. You were born a woman. You will never be a dude. There's no such thing as a transsexual man or transsexual woman. Now, you may sit there right now and say, Jesse, that's mean. Jesse, that's harsh. Well, if my son puts on a cape and climbs up to the roof of our house tonight and says, Dad, I'm Superman, I'm going to jump, I can fly. Am I being mean or am I being loving when I say, no, you can't, get down before you shatter your legs and break your neck? I would argue I'm being nice. I would argue Nico, or whatever that young lady with the crew cut is calling herself these days, has been cheated by everyone. Parents, culture, medical system, and now cheated by Glenn Youngkin himself on television. But we won't have that conversation. It makes people uncomfortable. It's not very nice. Well, when mental illness has entrenched itself in your society, and every part of that society is telling the other parts of society that it's normal and that it's right, you being the one that stands up and says, no, that's not mean, it's courage. Which brings me to my second problem with Glenn Youngkin and why he did it, why he answered it. What are you doing accepting town halls on CNN? This is an old GOP way of thinking, and thus far, from what I can tell, Ron DeSantis in Florida is the only one not playing this game anymore. He's freezing out these major media outlets. But look, it's not just Glenn Youngkin. It's across the board. Trump is the worst offender. Lindsey Graham, they're all terrible. They will take these communist news outlets and communist journalists, and they will go give them just hours and hours of time. Hey, come sit down with me for 2 days. Hey, let me come do a town hall. And then, when inevitably it ends up going poorly because you're playing the communist game on the communist field with the communist referees enforcing the communist rules, they'll stand up and cry, this is ridiculous. This is hypocrisy. Well, if I'm a lamb with a knife wound in my neck and I wander into the lion's den to have a friendly conversation and it doesn't go the way I would like it to go, you're going to have to forgive me if I don't think it's the fault of the lions. We do this all the time. Start treating your enemy like your enemy.
Support the First TV today and get instant access to exclusive specials like Who is Ron DeSantis, the history of FBI scandals, and America's worst presidents. Visit thefirsttv.com/support or download the First TV app to become a supporter and start watching today.